Hello, my name is Dr. Alan Dennis. Today we're going to be talking about the areas of artificial intelligence. And this is something that is an evolving field. It has been for the past 50, 60, 70 years. But this is at a point in time. So one of the areas which we deal with is language understanding, trying to make sense out of the human language. And in particular, things like speech, semantic information processing, getting answers out of text so that we can answer questions. Information retrieval, a similar sort of concept, but more around being able to intelligently not just answer a particular question, but also potentially do more things like potentially summarization, various other things. Translation is an important part of language understanding as well. All of those areas are additionally part of AI. Drilling into the next level, we've got learning and adaptive systems. The idea here is that we take, from an AI perspective, inputs and do something interesting. That's applicable in the field of cybernetics, concept formation, and so on. And then problem solving is probably one of the most traditional areas of AI, dealing with things like inference, where you're giving a series of known facts and then from those facts inferring something unknown. And then interactive problem solving, to where the AI is actually interacting with its environment to learn what happens when certain things change. Having things like automatic programming writing is becoming very compelling of late, between things like GitHub Copilot and various other technologies that are revolutionizing the work of a software developer. Heuristic search, also very important. That's basically a fancy way of saying a rule of thumb based search, which is to mean that in the past, certain approaches have been successful, so let's try them. All of those are part of the problem solving domain. Visual perception is also another one of these key areas. That's something where, given an image, try to figure out like what patterns are inside of it, as well as within a given image, what things are there. Are there cars? Are there stop signs? Are there license plates? And so on. And then moving on to modeling, where we essentially try to create a representation of a more complex system in a simpler way, ideally so that we can solve a problem. And that's one of the compelling challenges within the field of artificial intelligence, as well, being able to model these natural systems, things that are really complex. Not listed here, but think of weather forecasting being a good example. Economics, socio-logical sort of things, ecological and biological as well. And then basically being able to perceive and function with a simple representation in a robot world. So all very compelling and interesting parts. And then moving on to fun things like robots. And these are something that we may think of as far as a traditional AI. That's where a robot might be doing things like exploration, to look in places that are quite hostile to human beings, such as an autonomous vehicle, maybe a submarine or a drone flying. Transportation and navigation as well, industrial automation. So having these robots on assembly lines that are doing repetitive tasks in a very precise and repeatable way. And then security as well, having things that are actually surveying your facility to make sure that someone isn't breaking in or stealing things. Agricultural, fishing, mining, sanitation, construction, all of these are areas where robotic sort of operations are becoming very prevalent and frequent. The military also is a place where you'll see robots, in part because of that being dangerous for people sort of component as well. Not to mention your home robot, such as your Roomba, who may be cleaning your floors while you're watching this video. And then games is always a fun place to consider artificial intelligence. This is actually one of the more historical sort of domains in which robots or artificial intelligence has been tried and in some cases beat humans easily. Chess is one of those. Wasn't that long ago a grand champion was beaten. Bridge and Go, not too long ago, Deep Blue was able to use adaptive sort of computing, essentially learning what is the right way to do something by balancing between exploration and the exploitation of known facts. So that sort of powerful type of domains. And so with that, we've talked about the areas of artificial intelligence, at least as of this recording. I'm sure there are many others, but it all comes down at the end of the day to try to solve problems in an intelligent way rather than just beating it into submission through brute force or solving it mathematically. It's using different approaches to solve challenging sort of situations. Thank you for watching. I look forward to speaking to you in the future.